everyone, it's me, Fimi again, and welcome back to my channel. So my husband's here with me because today we are gonna update you with what happened to his 13A visa, which is a visa that is a resident visa in the Philippines. So, but before that, a quick recap. We started the visa process around 2019, and we are now in New Zealand, so that's why I'm giving we are giving you update of what happened to the visa, that because we are here in New Zealand. And I've made, for those of you who are interested with our process of the visa, I made two videos about it. There's part 1 and part 2, so I'm gonna link the link below if you want to check that out. So yeah, we started the visa process 2019 and he got approved.
Yeah, got approved late 2019.
Yeah.
And then we the process took a couple more months, and eventually I got my residency validation or my residency approval, but it's a probationary residency, which means it's valid for a year.
Yeah, but when you applied 13A visa, that's really in the first year you will get the probationary.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's automatic. Like everyone gets the probationary for 1 year. And so after that, you have to renew it, and that becomes the permanent one. Is that right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, so he got this. When you are approved your probationary, you will have this card. Is this the same as your...
It's the same as my other card, which had, if you can see down the bottom there, it's got probationary resident. On my other card, it had tourist, which means that I was under limited use, basically. I had to renew.
What's the name of this card? APEC? I know.
No, this is the
ACR.
ACR, Alien Certificate of Registration. Means that you're legally allowed to be in the Philippines, and normally I would have been under a tourist visa and had a card like this, different colour, and it has tourist on the bottom, which means that I can only stay in the Philippines for up to 60 days at a time.
Yeah, so now he got that. I'm gonna take my glasses off because it's fuming. So yeah, the reason we're here is to update you what's happening with this since we come back in New Zealand. So now this card is a probationary resident, and it expired last February 2021.
Yes.
And so since we were not able to renew this one because we are here in New Zealand, and we didn't have any way of renewing it before it expired, because we came here December 2020 in New Zealand, and the instruction is you have to renew this card 3 months before.
3 months, yes.
3 months before, but so basically we have to renew it December, right? But they won't renew. You won't get the card or the renewal immediately, so you have to wait until another 2 months. And so, but we don't have time anymore to wait, because we were coming here in New Zealand at that time, December 2020, and we don't have a choice. We cannot wait anymore. So that's why we never had a way to renew this, so we just let it go. Like, is that right? We walk away from it.
We asked if there was a way that we could do it remotely, like through the Philippine embassy here in New Zealand, but there was no way. There was a way we could have done it by paying a lot of money to an agency to get it done, but the time frame was still the same. So we decided it was just not worth it, because we had to go through exactly the same process to get the permanent residency card as we did for the probationary residency card. We're filling in forms, pay a lot of money. So we had no choice to come to New Zealand. We we'd made plans to come here, and the timing due to COVID-19 and the quarantine processes and accommodation and all that sort of thing, we just didn't simply have any time. So we decided to walk away from the residency card. So this card is no longer valid. I am no longer a probationary resident. And if I go back there at the moment, I would be just on a tourist visa.
Yeah.
Or you can explain what happens.
Yeah, or we were told that if we travel back together in the Philippines, he could get a balikbayan visa, which he can stay in the Philippines for 1 year. So we were planning to just get that, when the time comes that we will come back in the Philippines, we'll go back in the Philippines, he will just get the balikbayan visa while we sort out what we're gonna do with his residency, because we were really planning to apply again. So that means doing everything again, like step one, go back to step one of applying probationary and things like that. But we realized that it would still be cheaper to do it that way than if we take the plunge and renew this using the agency, which they charge very expensive. I remember it was like 42,000 pesos to renew this earlier, but they still cannot guarantee us that they would be able to make it in time before we leave for New Zealand at that time. So it's not worth it. And we calculate the cost of doing it again, it would still be 3 times cheaper. So I think that's what we're gonna do. It's a bit of a hassle, like to get all the documents again. Especially the NBI, and you have to pay some money to make it happen. But since our situation is, our situation dictates what we're gonna do with this card, with his residency, with the 13A. So for now, that's what we are planning to do. It's a pity that we have to walk away from this, because it was a long process. Because if you're gonna watch my previous video about it, you will know what we've been through, the trials, not the trials, but the setbacks that we have to take.
Well, one of the problems was the information was not consistent. We would take all the information that we were asked to take along, we'd take it back to the office, and then they'd say, oh, where's this document?
Another one.
Another document. So that happened probably 2 or 3 times, I think.
And then it's on my previous video about his APEC, also his business card, business visa.
Business travel visa.
Business travel visa, which is also the one of the problem at that time. But anyway, if you wanna know about that, I will link it down below. Sorry. So in short, guys, he is no longer a resident in the Philippines. So we are walking away from his 13A visa, and then when the time comes, we will just do the process all over again. Right?
I think one of the important things here to understand is that while we went through the process of getting a residency visa for me in good faith, because I intend to live in the Philippines, long term, at some point, but with
the timing,
the timing was just all to hell, because with COVID-19, we made a conscious decision together that we would move to New Zealand, where we felt it was safer, and also there was more employment opportunities for us. So it wasn't an easy decision to make, but when you looked at the COVID situation and the costs involved, we decided it was better just to walk away from the 13A visa at this point, and then go through the process again when we eventually go back to the Philippines.
So we'll just cross that bridge when we get there. So I want to thank also for the people who messaged me, who watched my previous video about the 13A visa. They were thankful that the video helped them, the information. So guys, if you have any questions, we will try to remember. If you have questions, you can comment down below and ask the question or message me on or Instagram. I will remember, or we will remember the process, because it's quite a while now, and we eventually forget what happened, because you know what, I'm also processing lots of visa in my part. So at the moment we are concentrating on the information about my visa. So like, if I remember things about the 13A, your questions, we would be happy to answer them, right, darling?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah, like we can't remember the exact details now, or the exact costs of going through the 13A visa. It was a relatively simple process, but it just took a lot longer than it probably should have.
Yeah, but we have receipts and information on our email, on our things, so we could dig that out to answer your questions.
But if I'm honest, the process that we went through my 13A is not a lot different to what we've gone through for you.
Yeah.
For your first for your tourist visa, then your work visa, and currently we're waiting on an outcome for your residency visa, New Zealand residency visa, which has been over 6 months so far.
Yeah, so like it's just different, like, of course we know in the Philippines so much delay, but anyway, so that's it guys. That's for the 13A visa update. So thank you very much for watching, and hope you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell button below, so you'll be updated with the videos that I upload. Right, darling? Tell them
yes.
to subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe to a channel, please. Yes.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.